Hey there, ghouls and gals, welcome back to Zelenga Media. Tonight, we're skipping the ghost stories and diving into supposed real paranormal footage. We've dug up 5 clips from security cameras and home videos. No stock ghosts, just the raw, weird stuff people swear is proof of the afterlife. Me, I'm a skeptic. I see glitches, tricks of the light, and maybe a rogue plastic bag or two. But let's not ruin the fun. Grab your popcorn, turn down the lights, and get ready. Are these clips proof of ghosts, or just hoaxes and technical hiccups? Watch and decide for yourself. Let's get into it. Scene 2 starts now. First up, we have a story that takes place in one of the creepiest settings imaginable, an abandoned hospital. Just the thought of those long, echoing corridors and flickering lights is enough to send a chill down your spine, right? Hospitals are supposed to be places of healing, but when they're empty and forgotten, they take on a whole new, unsettling vibe. Now imagine being alone there in the dead of night. Security footage, timestamped 2:17 a.m., shows a long, empty corridor stretching into darkness. The only sound is the faint hum of the building's old electrical system, and the only movement is the occasional flicker of a dying fluorescent bulb. For a full minute, absolutely nothing happens. The hallway remains perfectly still, as if time itself has stopped. It's the kind of silence that makes you hold your breath, waiting for something, anything, to break it. Then, out of nowhere, a shadowy figure begins to form at the far end of the corridor. It's not a trick of the light or a passing shadow. This shape is unmistakably human, but somehow not quite right. It doesn't walk like a person. Instead, it glides forward, smooth and silent, as if it's floating just above the ground. There are no features, no face, no clothes, just a moving patch of darkness, almost as if the night itself decided to take a stroll through the hospital. No legs, no arms, no details at all, just a human-shaped void drifting steadily down the hall. It's like watching a living shadow, something that shouldn't exist outside of nightmares. The security guard on duty that night, Dave, was watching the monitors live. As soon as he saw the figure, he felt a sudden chill sweep through his tiny office, the kind that makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. He'd worked there for years, but he'd never seen anything like this. Was it just a coincidence? Maybe. But the figure keeps coming, silent and steady, never breaking its smooth, unnatural glide. It doesn't react to the lights or the cameras, it just moves forward, as if it knows exactly where it's going. Halfway down the corridor, the figure suddenly stops. It stands there, motionless, as if it's deciding what to do next. Or maybe, just maybe, it's looking right at the camera, aware that it's being watched. Then, just as suddenly as it appeared, the figure begins to dissolve. There's no door, no exit, no way out. One moment it's there, the next, it's simply gone, leaving nothing behind but a lingering sense of dread. Dave sat frozen for 10 minutes, trying to work up the nerve to check the hallway himself. When he finally did, he found nothing. No open doors, no footprints, not even a draft. Just cold, empty silence, and the memory of what he'd seen on the screen. The footage remains unexplained to this day. Was it a camera glitch, a technical bug, or something far stranger? The video is still out there and no one has been able to explain it. So, what do you think? Was it just a trick of the light, or did something truly unexplainable walk those halls that night? Next up, we move from haunted hospitals to eerie school hallways. Get ready for more chills. Now let's visit a high school at night. Always unsettling. There's something about the echo of your own footsteps in a place meant to be bustling with life that makes the silence feel heavier, almost oppressive. The halls, usually filled with laughter and chatter, are now just long, empty corridors, watched only by the unblinking eyes of security cameras. Security footage from room 213, 11:30 p.m. The janitor, Hector, is the only one in the building. He's finishing up his rounds, methodically checking each classroom, making sure everything is in order before he locks up for the night. The school is supposed to be empty, but tonight, something feels off. The room is empty, but suddenly, a desk slides back an inch on its own. There's no one nearby, no visible cause, just the faint scrape of wood on tile echoing in the silence. It's the kind of moment that makes you question your senses, or wonder if the building itself is alive. Then another desk jolts to the side, scraping audibly. The movement is abrupt, almost violent, as if something unseen is making its presence known. The security camera captures it all but offers no explanation. Over the next minute, more desks and chairs shift, one by one. Some move just a little, others slide several inches. It's as if an invisible force is rearranging the room piece by piece, while the rest of the building remains eerily still. Hector, hearing the noise, peeks in. No one's there. The room looks empty, but the air feels charged, as if he's walked into the aftermath of something he can't quite see. He hesitates at the doorway, scanning for any sign of a prankster or intruder, but finds nothing. He enters, finds the desks out of alignment and straightens them, confused. Hector's routine is interrupted, and he can't shake the feeling that he's not alone. He glances over his shoulder more than once, uneasy in the silence. The footage shows empty room, moving furniture, then Hector entering. The sequence is clear. The desks move before he arrives, and there's no one else in sight. It's a chilling reminder that sometimes the most convincing evidence is what you don't see. No evidence of anyone else, no strings, no tricks. The video is reviewed frame by frame, but nothing explains the movement. No shadows, no reflections, no sign of tampering, just the inexplicable shifting of furniture in an empty room. Hector later reports hearing a girl's whisper near his ear, but sees nothing. The voice is soft, almost playful, but when he turns, the room is empty. He leaves quickly, shaken, and refuses to clean that classroom alone again. Was it a poltergeist or just a building settling in a very dramatic way? Some say old schools have memories, and sometimes those memories make themselves known. Whatever the cause, Hector's story is just one of many that keep the legend of Room 213 alive. On to our next haunted location, where the cameras have even more secrets to reveal. Our third stop, a historic Savannah mansion famous for ghost stories. A historian, Dr. Albright, sets up a night vision camera on the grand staircase. At 3 a.m., the camera captures a soft, glowing light at the top of the stairs. The light forms into a tall, translucent woman in a flowing gown, classic ghost vibes. She floats down the stairs, hand outstretched, feet never touching the steps. The apparition pauses at the bottom, then glides toward the camera and vanishes into motes of light. Dr. Albright, a skeptic, can't explain it. No tampering, no one else in the mansion. The footage was never officially published, but it leaked online. Trick of the light, clever hoax, or the real lady of the stairs? Let's get back to the modern world for our next ghost. Next, a multi-story parking lot. Midnight, rain, and low-res CCTV. A night worker, Mike, watches as a misty, human-shaped figure emerges from behind a pillar. The figure is semi-transparent, gliding across the lot, passing straight through parked cars. It doesn't interact with anything, just walks through metal and glass like they're not there. Mike rewinds the footage, zooms in. No face, no clothes, just a shimmering outline. The figure walks the length of the lot, through more cars, then disappears into a concrete wall. Mike and his supervisor check the area, nothing. Some say it's a digital artifact or a reflection, but the way it moves through cars is hard to explain. A lost soul doomed to wander a parking lot, or just a camera glitch? Our final clip takes us home. Our story begins with a seemingly ordinary family home video shot on a camcorder in the early 2000s, a time when every moment felt worth capturing and grainy footage was the norm. The living room is cozy, filled with the gentle clutter of family life. Toys scattered, sunlight filtering through curtains, and the faint hum of a television in the background. A mother eager to preserve these memories films her children at play. Her young son sits cross-legged on the carpet, deeply focused as he builds a tower of colorful blocks, his small hands working with careful determination. Nearby, his older sister lounges on the couch, lost in the pages of a well-loved book, occasionally glancing up to smile at her brother's progress. The scene is peaceful, a snapshot of childhood innocence. But then, something strange happens. In the background, just behind the couch, a small, pale face with hauntingly dark eyes slowly rises into view. It lingers for a moment, almost as if it's watching the family before quickly ducking out of sight. The face seems to lock eyes with the camera, its expression unreadable, and then, just as suddenly, it vanishes, leaving only questions in its wake. The mother, intent on capturing her children's laughter and play, doesn't notice anything unusual. She remains blissfully unaware, her focus entirely on the viewfinder. It isn't until weeks later, when the family gathers to watch the tape together, that the chilling detail is discovered. The parents freeze the frame, staring in disbelief at the mysterious face. They're certain no other children were in the house that day. After that day, strange things begin to happen. Toys are found in new places, sometimes moving on their own as if guided by invisible hands. Blocks topple over with no one nearby. At night, faint giggles echo from empty rooms, sending chills down the family's spine. The laughter is unmistakably childlike, but the source remains unseen. Their son begins to talk about an imaginary friend named Billy, who he claims lives behind the sofa. He describes Billy in unsettling detail: pale skin, dark eyes, and a quiet voice that only he can hear. The family grows increasingly uneasy. Eventually, unable to shake the feeling that they are not alone, they decide to move out, leaving behind the home and its secrets. Skeptics who view the footage argue it's nothing more than a doll, a trick of the light, or perhaps a clever prank. They point to the grainy quality and odd shadows as evidence. Yet for those who have seen the tape, the image of that pale, watchful face is hard to dismiss. The mystery lingers, unresolved. Was it a ghostly playmate or just a family's imagination running wild? The answer remains elusive. Now it's time for the verdict. That's 5 clips: shadowy hospital figures, haunted school desks, a lady on the stairs, a misty parking lot walker, and a mysterious child at home. Are any of them real? Or just clever fakes, glitches, and tricks of the mind? I'm still a skeptic. Moth, earthquake, lens, flare, reflection doll. But some of these are genuinely creepy. It's easy to doubt from a distance, but seeing it live, that's another story. What do you think? Which was most convincing, or most easily debunked? Drop your theories and stories in the comments. Thanks for watching Zelenga Media. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Stay safe out.